Hi, hello. Okay, welcome to episode 2 of In My Head. Okay, so I finally came up with a title for the podcast, and it is In My Head. Like, there are a lot of things in my head, things that I think about, my thoughts, my opinions. Yeah, so I think that works. Like, that best classifies what the podcast is all about. Like, all of the things in my head, basically, all of the things I think about. Yeah, so I almost did not record today. I'm still editing for episode 1. I know that I said I wasn't going to edit, but I did not know that I have to put in a little work. I thought I can just talk like it's a WhatsApp VN and then post it. I didn't know that I'm supposed to do a little more work. So I'm still doing those works. So sorry that I haven't published this as the time I was supposed to record. I'm sorry, publish. Yeah. So whew, I listened to. I do not have that cringiness that comes with listening to yourself speak. Yes, I think that I do not have that cringiness that comes with hearing yourself speak. Like, it's not that much. It's not that I'm not having it, but it's not that, as it used to be before. That I'm like, what was this? Yeah, so I think I'll enjoy this ride actually. Yeah, so today I think I want to talk about rest. I'm a Christian. Yes, did I establish that? I'm a Christian and I studied psychology. So I am a little bit, I will not say little bit, but I think that I am very opinionated. A lot of persons have said, oh, you would have done well as a lawyer, but I don't think, I don't think the law profession is calling me. Yeah, so my opinions about rest or my findings about rest. I'm talking mental rest. Could also translate to physical rest, but I think I'm talking mental health. Note NB that you'll be hearing a lot of psychological terms on this podcast, and you'll be hearing a lot of things from psychological perspective, logical perspective, and Christian perspective. Yes. Rest. Please get in if you're a young adult. Teenager, not necessarily, because I feel like as a teenager, you're just juggling between finding you. But as a young adult, you're just very in between as a young adult. Very, very in between. Very in between, yes. So as somebody that just finished from the uni, someone that volunteered a lot in uni, somebody that gained a lot of skills in uni, somebody that didn't sit down and just watch things unravel themselves. Like, I took initiative on a lot of things. I led major projects in uni. I joined organizations, joined club, joined societies in uni. Right. I was just doing. Now I'm done with school and without prior notification or notice, I have to leave the place I was staying in school, and it just disrupted my thought. There's no how as a young person you would have planned for your life that, oh, once I'm done with school, this is what I'll be doing. Once I'm done with this is what I think is next. My plans were disrupted. I stayed in my parents' house for 3 whole months. Like 3 whole months. For somebody that was always in meetings, always having one project or the other to handle, it felt like my life was on a hold. Like there's no meaning to this life. What am I doing? What is and then social media is not is not it for you as a young adult. To be honest, I believe that as a young person coming up freshly in life, getting so swallowed in on socials is a very bad thing for your growth. Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. I do not mean that you should stay totally away from social media, but social media is quite addictive, and I just feel like you should learn to be in control I don't know if that makes any sense. Learn to be in control in terms of social media. You can be so carried away and you don't know when you have gotten everything. And now you not start comparing yourself. You start looking at people that you probably were on same level before, and you're like, oh, this person just got a scholarship for a master's program. This person just did this. This person just did that. By the way, um, yeah, I think you should just know how to probably find a balance, to be honest. Find a balance, yeah. So where was I? Oh, I had to leave school without proper planning. I was back to my parents house. My parents stay in Ogun State. Ogun State, have you been to Ogun State? Do you know what life feels like in Ogun State? Mind you, I studied in Lagos State. Ah, it's not like I really like the life in Lagos State. Oh, I am not of the bustle and bustle. I am a countryside girl. I am a countryside girl. But then Ogun, I feel like Ogun State is currently in an identity crisis stage of life. Doesn't know where he belongs. Doesn't know if he wants to be a countryside. Doesn't know if he wants to become a city. It's just very all over the place. So it disrupted my thinking. It disrupted me mentally, even physically. I could not go on my works. I take walks to calm myself down, to bring myself in tune, like to bring my soul in tune and my body and all of those things. I couldn't do all of the things I was doing. I was just waking up, sleeping. Kasonkaji Enterprises was the name of the organization I was working with for 3 months. Kasukaji in my parents' house. Nobody was pressuring me, nobody was asking me any questions, but then it was just that void feeling as somebody that was always into a lot. I'm always having meetings, I'm always in a meeting. There is something I'm always doing. I cannot just be. In fact, I crave to want to be, but I cannot just be. And it has gotten to a stage where my brain doesn't rest. I don't know if you know this song by Lagbaja. Agbari shishe, won shishe. Like, I'm not talking about the essential part of your brain that's supposed to be working while you're sleeping. Like, I'm saying your brain feeling like you're still conscious. Yes. So it was a lot for me at that point in time, and God was telling me find rest. In my head, I'm like, if I find rest, I don't have money. I'm broke. The little money that I had, I'd done something with UNICEF at that time, and I think I got money, and I'd done a trade fair at church. I make beaded bracelets, Afrocentric beaded bracelets, and I'd done the trade fair in church. So I still had money from all of those, but the money was going to finish anytime soon. Right. So I thought about all of these things. I was very anxious. But I didn't understand when God was saying find rest. I'm like, find rest in all of this rogbodinho, all of this chaos. Find rest. So I didn't understand what it meant. December rebook camp came and I went to rebook camp. You felt, what am I doing with my life? I met with young persons and I'm like, see people doing well. I'm like, what am I doing with my life? Then I had a conversation with a friend and she's like, this phase is always like that, like the in between phase. You just finish from school. It's not that you have not planned what next, but it just looks like is the what next, what is next. Like I don't know if you get that feeling, right? So after a boot camp, I felt like okay, let me go on. I want to build a community. Yes. Have I said it before that I advocate for sexual assault survivors. I advocate for ACE survivors. ACE means adverse childhood experiences. Yeah, so I want to be the community around that for young persons. So I felt like writing might be a way to help people connect their stories and to feel safe in a community. After a boot camp, I said I was going to start writing on Medium and Substack. I thought I was going to do a lot of things with my time, and I'm sorry, it's morning, and before I know it, it's already night, and I'm like, what did I do with my life? And because I'm a perfectionist, anyways, I would did I say perfectionist? Perfectionist. Anyways, I would write. In fact, I had a diary that I mapped out. but I wasn't doing nothing. It just felt like that stage of life just felt like you're void, you're empty. You don't have any direction. You don't have any purpose. I was reading Ecclesiastes this morning, and it was talking about how that there is a time in the life of humans where you feel a void and an emptiness, and that is tied to God, because God just wants you to long after Him. There has to be that stirring that calls you back to Him so you can fill that void. And I think that is very true. Like, you just feel like, what am I doing with my life? What is, and then social media was not helping too, because now I'm not doing anything at home. I think when I was in school, I was able to balance it properly. Like, I can go offline for 3 days. You know me, my friends know me. Like, you might not be able to reach me online for 3 days. Like, I'm good, nothing's wrong with me, but I can balance it. But because I was home doing nothing, I was just randomly scroll on Instagram, and I'm like, see young persons, see what they are doing. What am I doing? It's not like I'm not intelligent. It's not like I don't know what to do. It's not that. But then, how do I do it? Again, there was a lot of how do I do it? Just do something, but I can't do it. It was a crazy phase of life, or rather, yes, it was a crazy. But God kept telling me to rest, and I'm like, don't you understand what we were talking about here? Mind you, money was also going. In fact, I even started a business with a friend. Not just so that I can balance the money that was going out here. January, I was not having it. I went out of the house and I said, you know what? I'm going to get a job. Mind you, in those times, I've been sending my CVs to persons. I've been applying for jobs on LinkedIn, but no reply, no response, nothing. So January, I came out and I said, you know what? I'm going to look for a job. I am going to look for a job because I'm worried about what's going to happen to me if my last hope for money get lost, like get exhausted. Mind you, my parents are feeding me, they're not complaining of nothing. But as almost shisha now, I wasn't comfortable with whatever was going on. So I came out, I said I was going to get a job. In fact, I walked and walked and walked to the point that my toenail had blood. Till now, the blood hasn't gone. I had to like put nail polish on my nails so that I would stop seeing the hideous signs, the signs of my struggle. I found partners. That's when I knew that the labor law is not effective in Ogun State. Ogun State has a lot of factories, and those factories do not treat people right. There's a lot of buzz on social media since February that people are coming out to talk about how Gijo, a lot is happening with the factories. Factories in Ogun State are not, oh my god, they are not it. The lot of persons were sitting outside. I go there and I'm like, okay, let me speak to the HR. I'll tell her that I'm a psychology graduate. Is there any? And she's like, I'm sorry, everybody's here for the same thing. I mean, persons that didn't even go to school, old persons, so they were just sitting outside. They'll share form to you, and then they will later come and say, oh, we are not seeking employees, or we're just doing it in case. In case. And I'm like, this is slavery because people were. I just told the gate person that I just want to go inside to see the HR, and people were static in a position. It's a popular what's it called? It's a popular attachment company. Yes, an extension company for hair, and hair extension company. And I'm like, people are going through this just to make all of this available to the public, and they're getting paid how much? 60,000 naira. And if you miss a day, it's going to be deducted. You have just an hour break. You work from 7 to 7. And they were explaining how that some persons do not even go on the break so that they can have extra money. I'm like, what? I worked and worked and worked and worked and worked. I saw a telecom company. I saw this organization I'm working with now. And turned out they were not even looking for staffs. But because I came and I'm like, you know what? Have values over you people. You people. I came out with the mentality of I must see a job today. I didn't get a feedback from anybody. I think the next day I came to print my CV physically because I know that a lot of them were asking for physical CV. I mean, I can just send it to their email. I even made a rude HR. I got there. That day I was not prepared to even go to look for any job. I just came out casually, and I'm like, what? I saw a vacancy. Can I know more about the job? Like, can I have the job details, what it entails, so I will know if I'm applying? And they were just directing me, go to this person. Do not tell this person that I was the one that said. I'm like, what's going on? I go there and she's like, I said, hello, good evening. I want to know about the job. And she's like, you have to bring your CV first. And I'm like, oh, I just want to know the job description to know if it's something I can apply for. She was like, what do you see that we are doing there? And then use your head to calculate it. I'm sorry, I turned back to tell her that she was rude. Though. I'm sorry. I think I should just let you know that I, I am not one of the person that bow to societal is it norm will I call it now, because for somebody like that in our organization it is not appropriate to tell them that they were rude. I told her that she was rude. The fact that I came in to ask you for the job description means that I want to know if it's something I can apply to, if it's something that I have the skills for, right? And she's like, was I rude to you? Didn't I respond? I'm like, sorry, but I think that that was rude. She didn't say sorry anyways, but I left. Until this organization that I'm working with now called me in. To be honest, I told the guy I just wanted to leave home. I just wanted to have somewhere to go to. I just wanted to also have money because I have a lot of things to settle. And because I was processing something at the point in time, I just felt like the money could also be good for me to continue what I was processing. To be honest, I could not even use the money to process what I was processing any longer. And also, I didn't have that. That thing I think that I was going to have. I didn't have it. I did not have it. I did not have it. I didn't have the thing that I think that I was going to have. Not until last month, that's March. I went for a a growth event. Like the event was on growth, and then we had different conversations, and it just occurred to me in between that the rest that God was telling me to have was not for me to relax and sit at home and do nothing, because that was what I thought it was. It was a rest for me to not be anxious, to not be worried, to not be bothered. I don't know if that makes any sense. In January, as a church, I attend the Covenant Nation. The anchor scripture is Psalms 23. In Amplified Version, it says, the Lord is my shepherd to shield, to protect, and to feed. To shield, to protect, and to feed. That means the Lord is responsible for the source of my income. The Lord is responsible for tomorrow. Isn't something I should be anxious about. Of course, I should work towards the future that I want. I should I should be eager to contribute to society, but not be anxious and be worried. There's a way that anxiety takes over you. I don't know if you have watched this movie, So, where that this guy that was holding the signage for a restaurant in real life, but in the soul realm, was controlling people and releasing them from their demons. How people were occupied by worries, how they were anxious. There was a particular banker, investment banker, that was so anxious. And when he was finally released from his demon, he felt very happy and just left work. Like, that was what God was telling me. Do not allow that to occupy you and be overly anxious that you're worried. What will tomorrow be like? What if can it come? What if? Yeah. So I've just arrived at the conclusion that as young persons, we should learn to balance it, and we should learn to always put our nervous system in check. Rest mentally, not just physically. And physical rest can also translate to mental rest. Your rest can be in form of meditation. Meditation actually helps you clear your head a whole lot. A whole lot. So I'm at that phase of life where I am going to be applying for NYSC. I'll be going to camp very soon, and I've been watching a lot of videos about people experiences, and I've heard a lot of the meditation period in the morning. It helps me start my day better. So meditation actually helps you clear your head a whole lot. Like is I think that it's a very first place to mental very first step to mental rest. Yeah. Like I would say get a journal or a diary, write about your day. Journaling helps me a lot to write about your day. So since my encounter, since I'd had God show me in scriptures not to be anxious and how that is against the hustle and bustle lifestyle. We're still going to come to that. Right. I try to look for ways to go back to calm my nervous system because I feel like I'm always on the edge. What if and I think that stemmed from, oh, I planned it to be like this, but it didn't go like that. I planned it to be like this, but now it's not like that here. So I was doing a lot of what if. So I was taking out my decision from fear of what if, not because, oh, this is the direction I want to go to. At some point in time, I even lost the direction. I'm like, am I sure I want to do this thing? Is this thing? Of course, you always find yourself anew. You always find yourself anew. You'll always find yourself anew. You might have thought that, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and it will change over time. Of course, that's very possible. You always find yourself anew, but not from the place of fear, right? But from a place of mental stability, right? From a place of mental stability. So I think that journaling and meditating helps a lot, helps a whole lot. Helps a whole lot. Helps a whole lot. I think I'm going to do a research on mental rest, and we'll have this conversation again because I think that is actually very, very important in this age and time where we are brought to close proximity of persons that are very far away from us and try to measure ourselves in terms of how they are doing, in terms of their wealth, in terms of everything when they are very far away from us. So I think that mental rest is a very, 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 very important thing. And I think a threat to mental rest is anxiety. Anxiety. In a moderate level, I think is a very good cushion, right? But overpowering you to making decision. Oh no, no, no. Yeah, so I just think that it's very important for us as young persons to get to a place of mental rest. Mental rest. I don't think that physical rest is our problem as young persons. What do you think? I think that it was our parents that didn't know how to properly rest, like after work. A lot of us now want to travel, like it's on our bucket list because we see everybody doing it. We want to travel, we want to have time out. We have there's a lot of self care now. Self care, take care of yourself, be selfish. Take care of yourself. So I don't think that we have a problem with physical rest. I don't think so. I don't think so. I know that there are a lot of things to be done. So your brain carries it on like, oh, there are a lot of things to be done. There are a lot of things to be done. There are a lot of things. And not become a zombie. There are a lot of things to be done. I think you should watch the movie so actually to probably understand what I'm talking about. It's an animation by Pixar. Yeah. So I think that you should watch I think that you should watch it. Yeah. So I think that's very important as young persons or young people. We find the rest mentally. I know the world is upside down. You want to be a change maker. You want to make impact. You want to rest mentally. A person within good mental state, they change the world. Though, if today you enter schizophrenia, I'm sorry, they have to take you to take care of you before you can go back to say you're doing anything. Right. So I think that it's very important that we pay attention to rest. Just rest. I hated that word. There's a particular person that tells me rest. And it was very annoying to me because I'm like, what you telling me to rest? You're telling me that I too they do. Rest. So I'm telling you rest. Rest. R-E-S-T. Rest. Yes, I think that this conversation is going to make you reflect and really ask yourself if mentally you're doing fine. Not that you're not depressed, not that like is it refreshing to you? Like I don't know how to put it. There is this kind of refreshing feeling that you have after a mental rest. Yes, the same way that you sleep or you nap and you wake up and you're like, oh, I feel very good. It's the same way you feel when you take a mental nap or a mental sleep. I feel like a professor. Yes, I think that that's for me. Walking, taking a walk rather, meditating, journaling, listening to music while I'm on a ride. Oh my god, it helps me. Like I don't think about anything. It feels like my brain is well at that point in time. It's just that my brain is sending signals that oh we are alive, we are alive, we are alive. Yes, I think that this conversation helps you reflect on rest. It helps you reflect, yes, and check yourself, like mentally. Am I do I have sleep mentally? Mentally, if they open my brain and ask my brain, I've been seeing a lot of videos where organs are shouting at us now. Will your brain shout at you? Or we tell you, oh my sweetheart, you take care of me a lot. I really shout at you, do not you're killing me. Have you seen those Instagram reels? Yeah, so I think you need to sit yourself. Sometimes just offload things from your brain. Oh, what happened today? What did I think need to go right? Didn't go right. I think that if I'd not come out today to look for a job, I probably would not have found this answer anyways. But then I think that if I'm still home now and not working, I would have been doing that a lot. That oh, what do I think is supposed to be going fine now and it's not going fine? But it's not like I'm not contributing my quota to do it. Write it down. Help your brain understand that it's not my fault. I'm trying my best to do it. Yes, meditate on why it did not work and what you can do differently. Take a walk, like go outside, let the sun touch your head, see the sunset. I have a very beautiful spot in my parents' house where I see the sunset. It's so amazing. See the sunset. It connects you to nature. It brings you back to the essence of your being. I don't know if that makes any sense. I hope that this conversation is reflective to you. You enjoy it as much as I enjoyed it. I like it too. Like I feel very calm and relaxed with my mental audience. They're clapping for me and they're smiling at me right now. I'm being delusional. Yes, so see you guys on the next episode on In My Head with Ade Tola.